Oh, the E, so, yes, Wave doesn't actually know what Galio does, which is kind of funny. So, yeah, I guess I should go through some of these moves. Resolute Smite just deals a pretty solid amount at the point of impact. You cast it wherever, and oh, that's a nice ulti. Sucked him in. Can we do the damage? Yeah, we got him. And here I'm just backing up, tanking a little bit for my team, and getting a couple last hits. Alright, yeah, so back to what I was saying. As you can see, he fires the blast, and if it hits, it slows you. Slows your movement by 36% at level 4. So it's a really solid move, and it's going to be your main damage dealing move. The more magic resist you get, the more your ability power goes up. The more your ability power goes up, the more damage you can do. So what I like about this character is he's kind of hybrid caster defense, right? Okay, so we kind of get sucked into that Galio's ult. I flash away. I use my Righteous Gust to slow, or Resolute Smite, sorry, to slow him down, and we all escape with our lives. We're all badly, badly hurt, but we all made it out, which is the important part. So my Bulwark, I told you about that already. That's it increases your armor and magic resistance, and anything that hits you actually heals you. I can cast it on other champions too, so they get the armor bonus, and then if they start getting attacked, Galio will get healed. So it's good to cast on yourself, but you can also cast it on your teammates to help regen your own health if you know they're going into battle, and it gives them armor, right? So, you know, way to be a team player. So yes, this line right here, that is your Righteous Gust. You send this kind of tornado forward, and it leaves that line of just wind and leaves. And anybody moving, like any hero moving along that line on your team, has their movement and speed increased. Wow, I can't talk.
Apparently.
Alright, so they have their movement speed increased. I believe we missed this gank. Oh, look at him go. He wanted to, yeah. I think that's where I'm like, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. Screaming at SMS, but yeah, he's like, I just wanted to confuse you. No real point in that. He chased a little harder than he needed to. I think you may have even burned your ghost. Is that?
No, I don't believe my ghost was burned in that.
But either way, it just didn't really get us anything, but at least it scared Zin back, so. I'm leaving these two down here. SMS apparently at some point picked up the blue buff as well, so
I'm a jungler.
that's always handy. It's good on Nocturne as well, because he kind of has mana issues early in the game. Less so later, but I mean, it's always kind of a thing, so if he gets blue buff, it's really helpful.
It's more so, I get it more so for cooldown reduction and whatnot, that way I can just spam out my, you know, just like nobody's business kind of thing, you know?
So again, I don't know if you guys can really hear him too well, but he says the cooldown reduction is also very helpful for him. So, you know, it's nice to have blue. Blue's good for everybody. So at this point, I can clear minion waves by hitting them with my Resolute Smite and then just following up with Righteous Gust, which is very handy because I can clear giant chunks of minions and keep building up. So right now I used that first null magic mantle. I used that in order to oh, here I sent them into my ult, and we pick up a couple more kills. The Sona ult also helped because it made them all dance. I pick up another kill. I start running because I can.
I died.
And here I help the cat pick up the kill on Olaf, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe I just die. Looks like I just die. Yeah, I just die. And Sona chases, because that's kind of hilarious.
You know.
Our Sona's actually pretty good. She She eventually goes Lich Bane and uses all the AP that she builds up to just do ridiculous damage, and actually becomes like less of a support and more of a carry, which is really funny, but she does really well. So yeah, that was kind of a fail engagement there, but I think we got 1 kill out of it, so we didn't lose everything. But yeah, back to my items. So I use that first one to get my Mercury Treads. That increases my tenacity, and tenacity helps you escape any kind of CC crowd control. Apparently I should sleep before cast because now I'm just yawning. So here our Sona's holding the tower, our Nocturne's going to get Dragon with our Kog'Maw. So that's always handy. Our Katarina, since nobody's kind of pushing any lanes anywhere, our Katarina's just kind of playing guard. And we all just move up and get that gank on Xin, because he came to check things out. So again, the Dragon is very useful, great thing to get. We've got an opportunity now, since we're 5-on-1, to just take this tower down, and their whole team is just MIA. Like, when a team shows themselves, it's good to have either go down and support the tower, or push the other lanes. If you can get 2 towers for the cost of 1, always worth it, right? But their team just kind of hung out and didn't do a whole lot. So we're all backing up. We're going to push other lanes. Once you take down a tower, I usually recommend just kind of abandoning the lane, because if you push up too far, you're gonna wind up in their territory. Like, this area is not good for us. Like, to get back to here would be a mission, right? Like, if you get some CC and their team jumps on you, you're not getting away. So early game like this, I highly recommend, once you take a tower, maybe push the minion wave back, get it to about where their tower was, and then just abandon it and go somewhere else to continue on with the push. Like, I'm going top. We took down the bottom tower, so the likelihood of them pushing bottom was higher, because they're going to want to have to defend it. So I went up top and cleared a couple minions and, you know, did my thing. Once I've got my Mercury Treads and get that tenacity to help me escape any other CC, I decided to go for an item that's going to increase my magic resist as well as my armor, because this team is pretty evenly split. Like, their Galio is obviously going to be magic, but he's going to have a lot of magic defense, obviously, so he's not really going to be that much of a threat to me. We're kind of not going to do a whole lot to each other. Wukong is AD, so he's going to do attack damage, so I got to get like regular armor, which doesn't really help me. Oh, he stole my buff. I hate him. He made me so angry. And their Xin dives in, but we just give it to them. We're not going to chase. Their tower's right there, so not worth it. So anyway, back to the build. So yeah, it doesn't really help my ability power at all, so it's not my favorite item, but it does give me armor, and it does give me a little bit of ability power. As well, it also helps any nearby champions by giving them the same defensive stat, right? Like, he's getting the Aegis of the Legion aura, which increases a little bit of everything. Now, if you notice, I have way more defensive capability than him. Partially because of my armor, and partially because he went with that Chalice of Harmony early on, which I was kind of saying was a mistake. It's good to have the magic, but he's not doing as much damage as I am, and he couldn't move around as fast. He didn't have the increased movement speed. I feel like not getting the Chalice, because by the end of the game you don't need it, and it's good early game. It is a very good item. It just doesn't transition into anything, so you can't use it at the end of game. And I'm basically I kind of avoid playing the early game and try and prepare for the lengthier fights. Very rare you'll see me get like Doran's Blade or Doran's Shield or anything like that, because those items typically, while they're good items, they can end up costing you because you just don't have the money to make the really good items. So if I can afford to get away with just getting early game items like getting Mercury Treads first, I know it's one of the items I'm gonna have at the end of the game. If I can get away with it, no, I'm not gonna die at all. I'm just not gonna build the other items. I'm still farming just fine, and overall I'm way tankier than theirs. Their Galio has, like, he's built some armor items, but he's nowhere near as tanky as I am. Mind you, he's also level 10 and I'm level 13, which is kind of a testament to how well I was just landing my skill shots on him.
Comparison in stats, I guess you could do, like, just click on him, see, check it out, like, your armor, double his, your...
Yeah, actually, good point. Their wave. So, like, my armor is 211, his armor is 115. Magic resist is 85, mine is 118. And that difference in magic resist is huge. Once I can see him. Oh, this was... Look at how close our Sona was to dying there, and my ulti pulled that,
You held people in place.
Pulled that monkey, yeah, it pulled that monkey off of them. They weren't able to attack anyone other than me. And that's why I love Galio, because Galio is able to control who you fight. And so if you get him nice and tanky, your team can just go as AD or AP intensive as they like, and they don't really need the super tanky items. That's another reason the blue buff is really good on Galio, is your ultimate, which forces everybody to attack you. It has a relatively long cooldown, 136 seconds. So if you get the blue buff, that cuts off a chunk of that time. I probably should have gotten in the way of that, but whatever. I don't really care about SMS. Psh, guy's noob.
Why would you? Why would you, right?
Noob.
I'm only your jungler.
Yeah,
How it goes.
junglers aren't useful at all. It's not like having an extra solo lane is at all good for experience. No,
Fuck no.
it's craziness. Crazy talk. So here we go for Dragon again, because why not, right? Oh, they throw down a ward. That was actually pretty funny timing. And there's the Galio trying to steal Dragon, which was already gone. So just a little bit late on his part. Really good foresight on his part, because he knew we were going to go for it, but he got there just a little bit too late. So again, I really like playing defensive in a situation like this. We have a lead. It's 12-8. So we're up. We've got we've got 3 towers to their 1 tower.
I don't want to interrupt you and whatnot, but I do believe we have 4.
Oh, hey. So we have 4 towers to their 1 tower. So we're definitely well ahead, and we just picked up Dragon, which means we've got a huge money advantage, right? We've pushed them back. And the bottom lane, I feel like we did really well early game, which definitely, it hurt their Galio that he wasn't able to farm as much. He was constantly pushed back. I think their Xin, considering, did really well. But again, he was kind of 2v1 because we pushed the Galio back so hard. And part of that is just, again, the armor.